What's up, guys? My name is Hutch, and I make videos and put them on the internet. And I'm here with Mr. Chilled Chaos. I just said Chilled. Hi, Chilled Chaos.
You can go with chili chaos, child chaos, grilled cheese, or asshole.
Today's video is a little different. I want to get to know you. I want to introduce you to the people that come around my channel, so we can get to know the inner child of Chilled Chaos, or more importantly, the origin story of Chilled Chaos.
The origins. That would make a horrible book, but an interesting book, but a horrible one.
All right, well, let's find out why it's interesting. Okay, tell me about your childhood. Where'd you grow up, and what kind of school did you go to? Who was your best friend, and what were your favorite movies and fun activities?
Holy shit, I'm gonna need like a list. Okay, I grew up in the suburbs of Long Island, so that's unfortunate. I'm just gonna win for the time being. So I grew up in the suburbs of Long Island, and you know what? A lot of people think oh, he's the Italian gangster mafia guy. No, I'm a white pasty kid. I mean, you met me at PAX. You don't get any wider than I do. You're actually wider than I am, but we're both pretty.
It's hard to call you a kid though, because you're a lot taller than I thought you would be. You're like 6 foot, 6'1".
I'm like 6'1.5", 6'2". Does this ever happen when you get older? Do you stop calling yourself a kid? Because I still refer to myself as a kid. And I think maybe that's my biggest problem. I don't see myself as getting old. And I think
you're still pretty young, man. You're like 22 years old now, or almost 22.
Yeah, I'll be 22 in about a week and a half. But I think that's my biggest thing, and what the internet does, it kind of keeps you young per se. So
yeah.
What you were saying before, sometimes I still feel like I'm in high school. I don't know if you ever get that at times.
Sometimes I still feel like I'm 6 years old, but high school works too. So I mean, what did you do? How did you occupy your time when you were younger? It wasn't just video games, yeah?
For the most part, I mean, I got a Sega Genesis when I was 3 or 4 years old, and Sonic and RBI 93 were my two favorite games, so I'd constantly play that. But I would constantly get, chastised for the amount of video games playing that I would do, so it would be a mix of sports.
Was that by your family, or
yeah,
Oh, okay.
They were no, you're never gonna go anywhere. But no, it was so we mixed in sports with that, and I ended up on the junior varsity baseball team, and our team for our little league went to Williamsport, which is the tournament. So I was pretty good at baseball, and then it got to a point where everyone got older and really good, and then you don't want to stand in front of someone who's throwing 85 miles per hour because you feel like you're gonna die.
Well, how did you get into YouTubing status? The YouTubes.
Yeah, that kind of happens, I guess, in throughout high school. So after the whole idea of just baseball not really cutting it, and video games not cutting it, my parents split up, and then you kind of you look for an oust, not an oust, an out of things to spend your time.
Yeah,
you're in the whole no one understands me type phase. Which,
sure. I don't think I ever left that phase, by the way, but yeah.
I'm still in that phase. So you're in oh wow, that's a mental.
Oh my god,
that's dangerous.
Someone should really reconsider the placement of that bar, because I feel like that's a health hazard.
That's life hazard. So, I was kind of looking for a place to express myself, and a diary just, I guess, wasn't going to cut it. So I had one YouTube channel, and I would do Machinimazon, but that got copyrighted. So
you're talking about actual machine cinema, so storytelling with a video game engine,
yeah.
just to kind of put that into perspective for people that maybe don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was an actual. You would take nothing and then create something out of it in a video game engine, whether it be a story, whether it be a tutorial. But it started off like that, and then it kind of evolved to the point where these levels are really fucking short.
Oh god damn! I almost shit. That was close. So you started doing what's funny is I used to do lots of videos where I would interview people and kind of ask them how they got into it, and that part's always been interesting to me, because I don't really know why. Oh, fucking shit. It's kind of a strange hobby when you think about it, and then the fact that it ended up being our livelihoods, or some of our livelihoods, or for some people it's just supplemental income or whatever is it's pretty interesting, because I don't think anyone intended for that to be the case when it all first started.
No,
so,
and,
but how did
you think too?
Sorry,
it was for me. It was just always. It was going to be an out, a way for me to express myself, a way for me to connect. Now I remember. I'm sure you get those feelings too. Back when you would get 10 comments, and those 10 comments were gold to you. Those were the 10 people that you loved in your life, and those are 10 people that were interacting with you, and you were just so proud of that. And now the way it's blown up, you're just kind of I can't respond to everyone. There's way too many people, so you try and get the general consensus of what's going on. But that was for me, that's what it was always about. It was always trying to, I guess, just connect with other people around the internet, because before I really got into YouTube, I played a lot of World of Warcraft, which isn't a good combination for someone who's like a bit lonely, doesn't really want to leave their room, kind of socially awkward. It's like compounding all of the issues in one. But that was one of my favorite times because you just have like 20 or 30 guys, 19 guys and one girl that would just log on, and then you would get to know who those people are, and they became your really good friends. So after a while, couldn't cut it. I want something different. So I guess that's kind of where YouTube kind of fell in, just a need to connect with people, a need to just put myself out there, a need to just express myself. And now doing that for 4.5 years, what we mentioned before, which got cut off because the game crashed because you playing Ubisoft, whatever the hell they do.
Yeah.
Just sometimes you feel like you go through cycles in YouTube. And you begin to question what you do and whether it's right or whether it's wrong. And now I mean, not to throw it back on you, but I remember maybe 4 or 5 months ago, you went through a cycle yourself where you were just on Twitter. You had a lot of inquisitive questions towards people, and you were debating a lot of your fans in the sense that you were trying to get like a sense of why they felt some way, and sometimes you don't even know why they feel that way, and they don't know why they feel that way. So sometimes you go through these different feelings, I guess, through YouTube, like, why the hell are you people here? Why are you watching me? So that's a big one. The second one is I don't find myself as entertaining as you guys are finding it, yet you're still enjoying it. So I need to somehow change myself when you don't want me to change. That's a big cycle. And just the whole idea of like, I'm extremely burnt out and there's only so much talking I can do. There's only so much entertainment I can do. How do I make it fun for everyone again? Yeah. And all at the same time, like, are you guys still enjoying it? So that's for the last 4 years, I would say, more so towards the latter 2 years, but for the first 2, it was more just kind of like do what I want. It was low key, but for these latter 2 years, it's been almost treated like a full-time job, and you don't know how to react to it.
It can be kind of tricky because you always, I imagine you started your channel the same way, but when I first started YouTube, I was playing a lot of Call of Duty, and I loved that game. I played it. I don't know, man. It was like 4 or 5 hours every day. I had this one crew that I played with every day, and like it was all jokes, and like it was pretty much every time I logged on, it was an awesome, fun time. Are you using the Scorpion now, by the way?
Yeah, the one you suggested.
Yeah, and
and that's all you want from a game.
Yeah, that's all you want from a game. Yeah, and then but once you start making videos and having that be like what you do, I think the challenge that arises for everybody is that it doesn't matter who you are. Everyone changes from sometimes month to month, or every few months, or once a year, once every 2 years. Everybody goes through formative experiences that change who they are and just how they approach things in general. And when that comes into conflict with what you've been doing professionally as your job for maybe a couple years, then it can be kind of scary and unsettling. But
it is.
Like if you're not anticipating fluctuations, then or if you're not prepared to deal with the consequences of fluctuations, then YouTubing probably isn't. I can't imagine it's for everybody. And sometimes I have the feeling where I don't think it's for me. Like obviously I left for like 4 months, but like this time I was very careful to when I came back to it to expect these kind of obstacles and challenges, and then just do my best to stay true to where I'm at the time. That can be really tricky, but it should always be fun when you're playing games.